Good morning, North Sea. We're here in Turkey. It's Saturday. We've just concluded 3 days of strategic planning meetings ahead of our global gathering that starts tomorrow on Monday. I'm here with Andrew Lupton, who's planning the church in Oslo. He's got his whole family here. It was great to have dinner with you guys last night. Scotty and Ellie, they actually arrived tonight, so we're looking forward to actually having the families together. That's going to be really nice. I think Scotty and Laura Kate haven't seen each other since we visited you guys. Was that last November or December? Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Maybe you could tell us a little bit for the church about what have these last 3 days been about. I told them a little bit before I went, but kind of what are the benefits of that, of these meetings?
Yes, the last 3 days have been gathering strategic thinkers, visionaries, and people who can actually implement the things that we're dreaming up. And I have to tell you, it's been inspirational. So I want to say thank you for sparing your pastor to come and do things like this. The impact that he and you get to have on the global church by starting and strengthening international churches, I can't overstate enough how important and strategic it is right now. So thank you. It's been inspirational thus far. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Andrew. It has been really great to have your input, everybody else's. We had, I think, over 20 people speaking into this as we've talked about how do we do better about strengthening churches and starting new international churches, and how do we resource them, all these strategic questions. And so I feel really excited about the fuel that's given us for the way ahead, as now there's a lot of things to put into action. And of course, then next week, or starting tomorrow on Monday, we'll have the global gathering with over 100 people who will be there and be here for that event. Now, before I go on about that, let me just come back to you, Andrew. How's Oslo going? Can you tell us a little bit about how things are going with the church plant? Do you have, are people coming? Is your family settled? I know this summer you guys had to move house, didn't you? So
Yes.
just a little bit, how's the personal life and how's the church life?
Yeah, so personal life, everything this summer kind of unraveled for us. Changed houses, changed schools, changed neighborhoods. And so it was a little chaotic and not as restful as I wanted. So personally, we were hanging in there, needed a little more rest this summer, but I'll say on the ministry side of things, we couldn't be happier. Actually, we're surprised at the growth of our church. It was the last Sunday in March when we launched our first event. Very simple, mostly just get to know you, let's have a meal together. And then we watched God start to add to our group and deepen our group. And this summer, when we thought it was going to be slower, like my church in Columbia was in July, and we would get some rest, the church started to double. And so we went very quickly this summer from 20 to 50 people, and we were meeting in our house, which was a problem because even though our house is a great house and had a great space, our old house and then our new house, we could only fit 40 people into our new house. So we were looking for space, and so as of 3 weeks ago, we have a space. We have what feels like a very normal church meeting with 50 plus people, 17 to 20 nationalities, and a number of unchurched seekers that join us every week, which is incredibly encouraging. So yeah, things are going really well, and I want to just make sure I say thank you, North Sea, because without you, the Lupton family would not be, not just in Turkey, but wouldn't be in Oslo. Your partnership is crucial. We couldn't do this, wouldn't do this without you. So we want to thank you for sponsoring us and inviting us to come do this work.
Well, we're really excited about what you guys are doing. So thank you so much. And I mean, I'm excited about what God's doing, frankly, in Oslo. I expected it to succeed, but I didn't expect it to succeed this quickly and to be the numbers you're at, and some of the stories you and I have shared. I mean, and the way God has worked, and we don't have time for all the stories right now in this video, but just a couple of weeks ago, a guy I was talking to in India about the school in Thailand said, my son has just moved to Oslo and needs a church. Do you know of any?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, those kind of connections are, okay, God's in this,
Yes.
and we've seen that. But we still need prayer. God calls us to pray. So as the team comes back up to continue our time of worship through music, if you would just take a moment to pray, both for Andrew and his family and the work in Oslo, and just for God to continue to give them the rest they need, because I know this summer was not as restful as they had hoped, but also praying for our global gathering, that the work we've done these last few days, that would not be just lost effort, but we would figure out how do we now carry that forward, and also for the global gathering starting tomorrow and the 120 or so people coming here, that they would just have an incredible time, that God would be at work in their lives, and it would propel forward this international church movement of God's. Thank you so much.